Today's audio tidbit is called What is Mastering? Oftentimes, musicians will go in the studio and they will spend days, weeks, sometimes even months trying to get those songs and trying to get their music to sound just right. Once everything is just right, according to what they believe is just right, the musicians will oftentimes say, well, what is mastering? Why do I need it? Let me tell you why you need mastering. Mastering gives you a whole bunch of benefits. Number one, why you should master your music: it enhances the overall mix that you've created, that you've spent days and weeks and months laboring over in the studio. So it enhances your overall mix. If you want to get sparkling highs to shine through in the mix, mastering is the key. You have that low end and you want to get that low end booming, mastering is the key. More importantly, if you want to duplicate and try to compete with that major label sound, if you want that radio quality sound in your mixes, in your music, mastering is the key. When you send your music to a mastering studio and a mastering engineer gets it, what you wind up getting is a fresh perspective. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you've been in the studio for days and weeks and months listening to these songs, laboring over these songs. Your ears and the ears of everybody else around you in the studio become fatigued because you've heard the same song so many dozens and dozens or maybe even hundreds of times, you're not able to discern a lot of the nuances that are inside the mix. Now you're missing things that you thought was good. Well, a mastering engineer will bring a fresh, unbiased viewpoint to your final mix to get it just right. Here are some of the other benefits that you get with mastering. Mastering raises the maximum level of your music. It raises it up to the maximum level without clipping. Another benefit: mastering enhances and even out the overall song levels by using compression and EQ. And the compression and EQ that you will find that mastering engineers use in mastering studios is far, far superior than what you'll find in a typical project studio, let's say. Benefit number 3, if you have deficiencies in your mix, well, a mastering engineer is going to go in there and correct those minor mix deficiencies and use equalization, precision equalization. That's the point, precision EQ. And they're going to go in there with precision EQ and balance things out so it's just right and just perfect. And here are a couple other final benefits that you'll get when you're mastering. Mastering allows you to enhance the transitions between tracks by modifying the track space. Also, oftentimes there's noise that's present between tracks. Mastering engineers will eliminate that noise that you'll hear, hissing or humming, whatever the case may be. The other thing is, it allows so your music will be translated well on any sound system. Oftentimes you'll mix stuff in your studio or a project studio somewhere and you take it somewhere else and you wonder like, well, wow, it sounded great in the studio, but now I'm over here listening to it on this system and the low end sounds too big or too small, or the highs sound too brittle. Well, a mastering engineer is going to make sure that your mix translates well on all audio systems. Last but not least, 2 more things. Mastering engineer is going to add in the IRSC codes. Okay, that's important for digital distribution. You don't want to miss that step. And finally, they're going to add the CD text information. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of CD players today will display the actual artist name for the track, the title of the track. So my advice is, if you want to have your music sound the best that it can be, you definitely want to put your best foot forward. Don't forget the mastering process. It's an important process to get your music to be the best that it can be. Thanks for listening.